morning. Hey, what happened to the little... It usually says 3, 2, 1.
I don't know, it didn't count down for us.
That was me.
That was me. We're just like wondering if it started yet.
Good morning, everybody. This is Audra and Savanna, Take Over the World. Okay, maybe just
an episode.
Just this
We're
episode.
not going to take over the world quite yet, you know.
So, welcome to Coffee with the Hollimans. Obviously, we're Audra.
Savannah, sorry.
And we're going to hop on today and begin Relationship Week. So, we're going to be looking at brothers and sisters being friends.
Which is sometimes hard, but most of the time worth it.
So, yeah, there is a misconception about brothers and sisters that you by default have to hate each other.
Yeah.
And that is not true. Not at all. Actually, I recommend that you like your family.
It makes life a whole lot easier.
Whenever possible. But no, when it comes to brothers and sisters, you're supposed to be friends. You're supposed to look out for each other. Our parents tell us all the time that, you know, your siblings are your friends for life. Mm-hmm. They're the people who never go away, even when all your friends do, or you change life, or whatever.
They'll always be your siblings, even if you live worlds apart, you know.
So we work on that a lot around here, and so how do we do that, Savannah?
I think the biggest part is keeping peace a lot of the time, because like it sounds very drastic, and sometimes it is, but
people die.
It gets real Hunger Games in here, you guys. But keeping peace can be very hard, especially with siblings, you know, like with friends, you kind of only see them once in a while, so it's easy to just think they're so much better. But with siblings, you know each other, you know what your weaknesses are, you know all your buttons.
You've been studying each other for years.
Exactly, you know, so you can manipulate each other's weaknesses. It gets you know kind of intense, you know.
Yeah.
But the biggest part is making sure that you're keeping peace, even if other people are like annoying you or stuff. The biggest thing I have to work on is making sure I don't blow up at my siblings to make sure when they are like poking at my buttons, you know.
Yeah.
That and having common like making an effort to spend time with each other, because you can keep the peace all you want by staying in your room and locking the door and not talking to anybody, you know.
Being silent's the best way to keep peace.
Exactly, you know.
But that's not going to build your relationship.
It won't.
Yeah.
So you want to. The goal is like once you leave home that you still want to keep in touch with your siblings, and they're still friends. They're still your biggest confidants because they know you better than anyone.
Yeah. So how do we do that practically?
Well, Audra and I read a lot.
We read a lot. We talk about books. Yeah. So we have we call them connecting points.
Yeah.
We read. And actually, I moved away from school. And it's not that you didn't read. I don't know if you remember this, but I moved away to Rama in Oklahoma. I lived there for 3 years. I was, for the longest time, the biggest reader in the family. Yeah. And I kind of moved away and came back. And surprise! Savannah's like, I read! I was like, this is awesome!
Yeah.
This changes everything!
Exactly. You know, because I remember when you first lived with us, there wasn't a lot, because you were so much older than me when you first moved in with us, there wasn't a lot we could, like, talk about.
I'm between 14 and 23 years older than everybody.
Exactly, yeah.
So I'm 17 years older than you. Mm-hmm. So it was cool for us to have something that we could
connect on,
and helped us bond, and we'd go book shopping, go to the library, and talk about books. And
well, because nobody else wanted to. None of the other siblings like, they read, you know, but they don't really enjoy it. But I could have, like, 3 bookcases and just stay in my room and read all day, you know?
Our plan of world domination to get everybody to be readers, we're still working on it.
We're still working on it. It's still in the works, so we'll present it when it's time.
When it's time, everybody will be readers. We're working on a machine. Don't worry. Oh,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, so we connect. I mean, I think about, okay, let's just kind of go through everybody. Like, with Sophia, I think we connect about, like, watching the TV show she likes. Yeah. We all started watching,
Friends and The Big Bang Theory.
And The Big Bang Theory, and shows that she had found that we all kind of, the big kids, the younger kids don't watch those shows with us, don't worry about that.
Don't worry, we don't show them Friends or anything.
But we have this special time, and now it's even changed, because Sophia has moved out, and Caleb and Savannah are carrying on the tradition of having a show they like to watch that's just the big people show. But we try to do that, but that's something that we did with Sophia, and also she introduces us to a lot more music and makes us all a lot cooler. So we, like, for Sophia and I, we used to drive around in her car and listen to music.
That's what we used to do too.
And so then she passed that on to Savannah. When she started driving, they would go off, you go to Sonic, get a drink, get some mozzarella sticks, drive around, listen to music, talk. What's the word thing people say? Spill the tea.
Spill the tea, yes.
I'll be honest, I'm usually the one that's a little bit more behind on the spilling of the tea, but I'm a very willing listener. So that's something that we did, and do. We still like to do.
It's very important that you spend time with each other, because for a long time, Sophia and I weren't the best of friends. Out of all of the siblings, we would fight the most.
Yeah.
And then we kind of turned 12 and 15. We were like, okay, you're not that bad. Yeah. But then once I turned 13, we ended up going to the same co-op. We were in the same class together for a year. And so Sophia would drive us to all the classes, and then we would go and help our uncle in the afternoons. And that just, after that year, we really bonded because we spent so much time together in a way that, we hadn't really before. We had been, friends, and, we had our friendly moments, and, we had been together, but we had never really, been best friends. And then after that, you were, inseparable, you know?
It's something different, people think, you say your family homeschools, which I didn't homeschool. I came in later. We'll talk more about that later. But, people think, your kids homeschool, they're home all the time, they must be, the best of friends. It doesn't actually mean anything. I mean, do you remember what it was like to be in kindergarten, even if you went to a regular school? Hey, you want to be my friend? And you could just play with anybody. Exactly. When you're young, that it's easy because you just want to run around. And our youngest brother, Courage, he can make a friend with literally anybody. Oh my gosh. Because he wants to just play.
He'll go to the grocery store and there's another kid his age, and the next thing you know, they're running up and down the aisle.
But but if you don't teach each other as siblings, and find your connecting points, and if your parents don't help you, it's highly possible you can grow up in the same house. I have a lot of friends, they grew up with their siblings. I mean, they're only a couple years apart. They hit their high school years, went to college, not friends at all. And married. Especially
after high school, it can be very easy to just lose that, because I do a lot of school. School is the biggest part of my day, and I found myself last year especially, it was very easy to just slip away, and I didn't have to talk to my younger siblings, and I share a room with Selah, so it was it was easier for us to see each other because we were going to bed at the same time and cleaning our room together and stuff. But with especially Courage and Caleb, it was easy for me to be just I'm gonna go in my room and do my school, y'all kind of do whatever. But that's once high school hits, it's especially more important that you stay together, right? And keep touch.
Yeah, and sometimes even I think about, sometimes it's tough because I think about Caleb, and Caleb likes the anime stuff and the video games, and I don't think anybody
really does.
But but what we do, how do you do that? What does that mean? You just kick him off in the corner and say, I don't know, do I know you? No.
No, he's an outcast kid, so no, that's not at all.
No, but we ask him questions. Hey, what level are you on? If he wants to show us something in his game, or I played in this tournament, or can I show you this funny, he's in the memes and funny Instagram, here's this reel, and we try to take time just to see. He loves Japanese culture, so we all talk about that, So we find the things we know. I think about at Christmas, as much as all of us probably don't understand
any of
his anime stuff, maybe besides Sophia, because Sophia is into it.
Anime,
but as far as that goes, all of his Christmas presents were the character people he liked, things he could use, his headphones, little headphones he wanted, his notebook. So we find ways to show love and to show that we're interested. The point is not necessarily that you're interested in what the person is doing.
Yeah, because I don't like video games. But I really don't.
Yeah, the point is that you're showing people interest. You're constantly connecting to you. I'm connecting to you. So this might not, for instance, most of us kids are not, this is just not a sibling thing. This is just in families. Even with your parents, your parents probably like different things than you do.
Yeah.
So, like, I think about our dad, like, he loves hunting and fishing. And, like, for me, we were talking about his family yesterday. It's not that I don't enjoy those things. I just wasn't really exposed to them as a child. I didn't have as many opportunities to go hunting and fishing. And I went a few times. But I hit a certain age where, like, I lost interest. And there was nobody there that I was trying to connect with.
Yeah.
But now that our dad, that's his favorite thing to do. He loves to take all of us hunting and fishing and let's go walk and so we do those things with him because we were wanting to connect with him.
Yeah. And with Mama, she has always loved,
Exercise.
Like
going on walks and...
Yes. And she loves, like, reading, like, difficult books, you know?
Yeah.
So, like...
she loves self-help.
Like, you turn around and she's reading some book about how to make yourself better.
Yeah.
And like, what?
And so she gives us, hey, will you do this activity with me?
Yeah.
And is it always the thing that rings all of our bells every single time? No, but we love her, our mom person, our mom. I call her our mom person.
I'm my mom person, yeah.
But why? Because we love each other, and we want to know the things that we like. We watch movies. I mean, that's my big thing. I feel like for me, like, I should get an award one day for all the movies I've watched that I don't really want to watch.
Yeah.
But, like...
You really should. We need to make you watch Christmas. I'm not kidding. Like...
But why do you do that? Because you want to spend time... And I'm just going to be honest with you. I was not very good at this at the beginning. I'm like, no, I'm not watching that. That's really stupid. And I'm not wasting my time. Yeah. And I missed connection time with the family. And it was a thing for a while. And everybody was a little bit sad about it. And then I got to be cool again and came around and...
See, because, like, she sits through things like Ferdinand and Wall-E and, like, Nacho
cool.
Libre and, like,
yeah.
All the weird, like, Daddy watched, like, 4 seasons of Top Shot, and we all sat there and watched it with him, you know?
Yeah.
Or, what was the other thing? Forged in Fire. He watched, like, 3 seasons of that.
Let's define watching a show with Dad. Watching a show with Dad is a very different experience in life. Watching a show with Dad is, let's watch this show. And you're like, okay. And so maybe you're not interested, maybe you are.
Yeah.
So you sit down, and you start, and then Dad's like, okay, we'll finish this later. And then you get really into it, and you never go back.
And you never, like, you watch maybe, like, there's, like, out of, like, 5 seasons, you only watch, like, 2.
And you're like but you said we were going, no, I want to, dadgummit, now I gotta go watch this on my own. I didn't even want to watch the show. You got me hooked on it.
Exactly. So, like, I remember there was this 3 Musketeers show that, like, we all liked, but it was, like, Dad's, like, favorite show. We watched it for, like, a year, I think. Yeah. There was, like, 5 seasons. Yeah. We got to season 3, and then Dad was like, okay, let's find something else. And it was, like, the middle of the climax.
No!
You know, like, in the best part of the plot line. We were all like, Dad!
So what I'm saying is you do these things because you love people. But also, let's think about, we work together a lot. We're made to be made. That's such a strong word. I mean, for you guys, yes. I feel like I'm like the old, I volunteer as tribute.
Yes.
But like, for you kids, like I remember like from the time we were young, like we all are like, hey, if you're going somewhere, take somebody with you. If you're working somewhere, bring somebody with you. Keeping connected. And
we should probably call this episode Keeping Connected as Siblings, because having a good relationship as siblings could take like 50 episodes.
Yeah, but see, calling it Audra and Savanna Take Over the World is just more fun.
Such a better title.
That's what Savanna and I could do to connect. We take over the okay.
So like, okay, what we've covered, like spending time together, having common interests, even if they're technically not your interests. I think working together well would be another really big point.
And that's hard because we're the machines.
Yeah.
We're the like, I'm sorry, I lost interest in this like 5 minutes ago and we could have already been done.
Yeah.
But there also comes that patience of...
You need to have fun with each other while you work, which can be very hard sometimes.
It can be, and like, where's everybody's attitude? And that's something we always talk about around here. You know, it's hard to believe everybody gets older and you don't want to do everything. And the attitude shows you. Yeah. Sometimes us adults don't want to do. I mean, let's just be honest. Like,
I never want to do the dishes.
There's things that you have to do because you're alive, and you do them.
Yeah.
And so you have to find a way. So like bringing somebody along with you, and it's funny how even on those things, like when I worked in the business with Dad and I had our business, our handyman business, when you guys would come, yes, it's hard work and you're building things and you're lifting things and you're moving things, but there's funny moments. You have the meals together, like at lunch or whatever. So we always endeavor to do that. I know people think we're really weird, and we are. Yeah. I mean, just to be honest, we're weird. We're not. This is not like people. You have to think differently, and I don't think anybody in our family apologizes for being weird because sometimes you have to be a little bit weird because the other results, if you just are like, let's just be like everybody else, is you don't like each other, you don't talk to each other, you don't care about each other, you live in the same house, but you're basically like a family of roommates, and...
Well, and like another thing, Mom and Dad have like really, really made sure we like, we keep important is family meal time. Mm-hmm. So like, no matter how bad the cleanup is, the meal is always worth it, and we make sure about that, But
and that's where disputes are settled. Disputes are
settled. We bring complaints to Mom and Dad just about stuff that happened during the day. So and so didn't clean up the bathroom, and they left a dirty towel out or something like that. And so, and so that and like. Lots of jokes are shared around the family table. I remember I had a friend come over one time, and I was like, so, just because this is the first time she'd spend the night, I'm like, what's your favorite thing that we did at the Holliman house, She's like, well, I think the fact that y'all sat down and ate together. And I looked at her, I was like, y'all don't? She said, no, you kind of just grab your food, if, like, you just make yourself something and go and eat in your room. And it was just such, like, a mind-boggling, because... Yeah. It's such an important part of our family that, like, you always eat together, and there's some times where, like, it doesn't work out, Mom's doing something, Audra's out of the house,
But whoever's there,
we always make a point to sit down and eat together, even if there's only two of us, because everyone else is at Salah's ballet, So...
and it's fun, and, it's just those, you have to be intentional, maybe that's the word, like, we are very intentional with each other.
Yes.
And if it's not, and this is a new concept to you, if this is something that you're not familiar with, don't be condemned if you're not doing that. Don't be condemned if this is not where you're, just start. Like, maybe this is, we didn't even say Happy New Year. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody.
When we take over the world, we'll tell you when the New Year starts. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So in the new year, what is something you can do that will help you connect to your family more, your siblings more? If you're grown, it doesn't mean it's over. I have siblings I don't really talk about because they're not a Holliman or anything, but like I have a brother I still reach out to, and we get to, I'm the facilitator, but we get together, but you can do that even as adults. You can, Auntie Louisa and Uncle Simon and all them came for Christmas. That was intentional. They didn't have to come. They chose to come. Because they
flew a long way
to come to spend time with the family, to spend time, Louisa with Selena, and all the things, because you're family. Yeah. So I guess what I'm learning is, you can take for granted what you have, and think that it's always going to be there. But, like, especially as you kind of get up in age, you're not guaranteed if you don't, a relationship, even if it's your sibling, is still a relationship.
Yeah.
And you have to work on it. Friendships take time. Friendships take time. And if you quit touching it, it can get rusty, as I think our dad said in the last one. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else, Samantha?
I think I talked.
I think we that's it. We took over the world. We solved all the problems.
Exactly.
We can go home now and start our day.
Yeah, we did everything. Be happy.
So thank you so much for watching today. It is a new year, and we'll be looking forward to new videos from us Tuesday to Friday about 7:30 in the morning. This is relationship week, so Savannah and I are on today, and my dad and I will be on this week. Don't worry, Selena's cool. She's taking the week off, and she's hanging out, and she is getting her head in the game to help all of us stay strong in the new year.
We forced her to take the week off. Yeah. She didn't ask for it off. We forced her to take the week off.
And it's good for her. It gives her some we call it a runway. Some runway into the new year as she kind of helps all of us navigate the new year and get started, and just even more planning on things. So Dad and I will be on the podcast the rest of this week, and I want to kind of leave you in suspense. You can see why. You can see what we talk about. You'll have to watch tomorrow to be continued. But we still have all of our products on thehollimans.com. If you go really fast, and I mean, you probably need to be like a ninja fast person, the holiday deals are still up. And get yourself something that will help you in the new year, to help you look more about being intentional, or the parenting book, Wisdom for Parenting Your Littles. There's a marriage seminar of 3 lessons on there now, and exciting things to come in 2023 on the Hollimans page. If you don't have the newsletter that we send out bi-monthly, then just go subscribe on thehollimans.com. And you can get that every other month. You'll just get a little dose of family stuff. And also be sure to make sure you give. And give at thehollimans.com if you want to support what we're doing. There's a give button, and it walks you through everything. It's very easy. We want to make this easy for you. We want to make this the best experience for you in 2023 as you grow your family and learn God's design. So with that, let's say
bye.
Bye.